Welcome to CLIC Connect. I'm your host, Craig Sullivan, and welcome back to the show today. We've got a great new guest for you, but before we do that, I'd like to thank our production partners. That'd be Red Roof Franchising and Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group, based right here in California. Both groups would love to hear from you. Let them know that producer Danny and I sent you, and they can help you get your deals closed at Chicago. And if you're looking for a new franchise opportunity, certainly our friends at Red Roof can help you with that as well. So we're continuing to bring you the industry leaders, and we've got a new one for you. Miss Jennifer Daudi. She is the Chief Executive Officer in Invigorate Hospitality. And we're going to find out what that is. And we're also going to be talking about remote working and sales. So, Jennifer, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, Craig. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. It's great to finally meet you sort of face to face.
Yeah.
We got connected on LinkedIn like everybody else. Jennifer's got this incredible story. So, Jen, let's just jump right into this. Would you please tell the audience, what is Invigorate Hospitality? And how does your company differ from others that may be attempting to do the same thing as you?
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm super excited to share some information about our company. So Invigorate was started a little over a year ago. I had worked with some other remote companies in the past and was actually a VP of sales for a hotel company. And of course, COVID hit and changed everything for us. So that kind of left me with, okay, what's going to be my purpose? What am I passionate about? What drives me? So I started Invigorate, and we offer remote sales for hotels. We also do consulting, training, onboarding. A lot of times we're finding that people are stretched so thin right now. I think everybody in the hospitality industry knows that. So helping people do the onboarding, training when they're stretched thin, really our sweet spot has been remote sales. We have hotels basically all across the country at this point that we're supporting. The thing that makes us different is that we customize everything to suit the hotel's needs. As you all know, there's no one size fits all for hotels. Every hotel has a unique need, unique market. So we really take the time to understand what that is. And then also, we have dedicated hours to those properties. So you don't have someone with, let's say 10 properties a week. That's, how are you proactively selling with so many hotels? So we really focus on making sure that each hotel is given the time that it needs so that we can sell in a proactive manner. And really,
I love that. It's for some, there's a stigma out there with remote working. I think we've proved it over the past 2 years that it can be done. It can be very successful. So how do you combat that stigma, and how do you get sales teams to explain how it works? And it's mutually beneficial, both for the hotel and for the associate who can work remotely.
Right. Well, and in our circumstance, we can get access to all of the hotel systems. So property management systems, CRMs, things like that. So, the other nice thing is that we can input the data directly to the hotel's CRM so that, you're not giving this report that there's nobody on property to even input the data. The other thing is that we really thrive on being an extension of the team. So making sure that they know there's, the connected call, the front desk has information about their director of sales, even little tidbits about them, like one person on our team really likes aliens. One person on our team really likes hiking. So, we try and really get to know them. I think that that's what sets us apart, and really working with the culture, being positive. As far as being remote in general, I think it's definitely been proven that it can work. But the one thing that separates us a little bit is that we will travel. So even though we are a remote sales services company, we'll actually travel to the hotels for any purpose, new hire training, if there's an important site visit, or if they just need some help for a week or two, something like that.
See, I like that. I think it's that hybrid, here we can work remotely, but if needed, we can come in and help complement the on-site team.
Right.
And that way you're not just in a Zoom meeting with them or a voice on the other end of the phone or just an email coming through.
Yeah.
I think, hospitality is about people. We're all about people.
Yeah.
So I think with your hybrid concept and proof that this has worked, it's remarkable. I think, I'm a road warrior, but I don't know if I want to be back out on the road like I was prior to the pandemic.
Yep.
And I had been trimming things back for some time. I don't go across the country much anymore unless it's rather, a leisure trip. So I think if you've got points of contact in various states, working with various hoteliers, management companies, that's all a plus.
Right.
And tell us about some of your other services. Let's get into some of the training. That really sounds fascinating to me.
Yeah. So, obviously the company name Invigorate is really something that, as I was thinking about this company, I'm like, okay, what does the hospitality industry need right now? We're all so tired, we're stretched so thin. So bringing in a positive, invigorating force to these hotels, providing really any sort of training that they need, if it's, do we need to get back to basics? Do we need to, I had one hotel that they're like, we're convinced that our hotel is built on an Indian burial ground. Like, help us do something. And so we went in there and, they had a full sales team. We did some training. We did some even just role playing, things like that, and getting back to what we know is right in selling and hospitality is the key to success in training. And sometimes it's that bringing the team together again, right? Because your director of sales is working front desk, your sales manager is in housekeeping. So kind of bringing that all back together, refocusing, and really just whatever the property needs, we identify and say, okay, this is a struggle for us. Let's focus on how we can improve any areas of opportunity, really.
Nice. I like that. In what case should a hotel use remote sales companies?
I think there's really unlimited cases
Yeah.
at this point. So, I mean, we know, the workforce is hard right now. It's hard to find good employees. Hospitality people, some left the industry, some are
Right.
tired. So there are instances in some markets where it is really hard to find a good salesperson that wants to be on property. So that's been one case. There's other cases where pre-opening, it's actually a really nice cost savings for the hotels as well. But certain brands will require you to bring a DOS on point, let's say 6 months out from
Right.
opening. Well, they might bring us on, let's say 6 months out from opening, and then bring their on property DOS on 2 months ahead of time. We get, pre-opening checklists, things like that done for them, websites, all those types of things. But then the fun thing that's been happening is some of these pre-openings that they start working with us and they're like, actually, let's just keep it, just stay. So that's been really fun
Perfect.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even maternity leaves, different sorts of things like that where it's really short or long term. So
There you go. See, now I like that. I think that if you're able to, fill that gap, come on board that's 6 months early prior to opening, and either here's the keys to the Ferrari and it's all yours, it's all set up,
yeah,
or you keep us. Either way, I think that's a positive. And I think, that 6 month period, you've gotten enough time to prove your mettle with the hotel ownership and or management company, and they go, this is truly an asset, let's keep them on board, let's sign a contract and
right,
go from there.
right.
So, in what cases, in these all these challenging times that we've been facing, what advice can you give a sales team right now?
Oh, well, I think the biggest thing I've talked to so many people about this. I think a lot of it is really getting back to the basics. There's so many tools and resources out there that are fantastic. But I think picking up the phone and calling someone, getting a connected call is key. Um, I get so many emails. And I'll respond to them, but sometimes not in a very timely manner because we're busy. We're all wearing so many hats right now. So, I think picking up the phone, calling someone, and listening to them. I think a lot of times we worry about making sure we get all the features out about the hotel. Feature puke is what they call it, right? Making sure that you're not doing that. Do a little research, some pre call planning before you pick up the phone and figure out, okay, what do I know about this company? How can I help them? And maybe do a little research on the person that you're calling. Maybe there's something that you have in common to build rapport, things like that. But the biggest thing, I think, picking up the phone, not being afraid to make a call,
Right.
and just listening and follow up, really.
There you go. Great advice, Jen. Thank you for sharing all that. Okay, we're going to move to our lightning round. So, Danny's going to put 2 minutes on the clock. You've got to try and get through this list of words and or phrases in 2 minutes or less. Are you ready?
I'm nervous, but I'm ready. Okay, let's go.
All right. All right. We got 2 minutes. Here we go. Monday.
Ugh.
Amplify sales efforts.
Exciting.
Stakeholders or shareholders.
Important.
E-commerce.
Necessary.
Remote working.
Amazing and effective.
Training.
Key to success.
Purpose.
Passion.
Fulfillment.
Life.
I want to, but.
Ooh. I'll figure it out.
Good answer. Team.
Family.
Work-life balance.
Tough.
You know what? You did it with a minute left to go.
Woohoo.
Very good. I think you set the new record. We'll have to have producer Danny check on that.
Awesome.
So let's talk about work-life balance a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, with the pandemic and everything, you've been home working with your kids as well as being at home, your husband, all that. And that's not uncommon right now.
Right.
So how do you get back to having a balance of an 8-hour day and also your family? How does that happen right now? How are you helping your teams achieve a work-life balance?
Yeah, that's a great question. We actually we have our team calls once a week, and we were just talking about this because I feel like, you want to do so many things for these hotels and make sure that you're doing everything right. And there's many times where you put the kids to sleep and hop on the computer again. And, taking that time to stop and take time for yourself. I think the biggest thing is that I tell everybody on our team is, if you need a break, please tell me. We will, we have extra people to cover vacations, hey, I need to go to the doctor, I need to go to this appointment, whatever it is. But I think also refocusing yourself a little bit and even listing out, get a piece of paper, list out what's important that you do every day. Spending time. I have a 3-year-old. He's a crazy little man, and I want to spend time with him. So making sure that I get up a little early in the morning before he wakes up, and then I get those, the morning snuggles, if you will. But adjusting your schedule to fit what you want to accomplish out of your life. And I think family is so important, and just making sure that you've got to put the effort in and let your team know when you need some help and you need some support.
I agree with you. And I was a single parent. I raised my son from the age of 11, and believe it or not, he's going to be 40 in October. So, and I went through that shift where before it was possibly my career defined me.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm one of those people, if I'm at my desk and there's something that needs to be done, I can't leave till it's done.
Yeah.
So then I went and started working sales, and it was much easier. I could work remotely back then as well, and I became a champion of it. Matter of fact, I love working in a hotel lobby, and we've got one airport in Long Beach that's very close to me, and it's known that a lot of hotel people work out of that hotel lobby before they get on their flight to go home, and immediately after they land, because they know their email is blown up. So I am all for work-life balance and working remotely. Jen, thank you.
Yeah.
Blink of an eye, we are out of time. How can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can reach us. Our website is invigoratehospitality.com. My email, you can reach me directly at jen@invigoratehospitality.com. And people can reach me directly. It's 419-680-3572.
Perfect. Thank you for being a part of the conversation, Jen. This was a lot of fun for both producer Danny and I know our audience is going to get a lot out of this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Take care. Thank you, our audience, for joining us today. And also, I'd like to thank our production partners again, Red Roof Franchising and Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group, California. And we have had to reschedule the 5th Annual California Lodging Investment Conference. We are now going to have the event on March 10th, 2022 at the JW Marriott Anaheim Resort. There's a promo code in the scroll below me, so make sure you use that and get registered. That'll save you about $100. The early discount will end on October 15th. And if you would like to be on the show, or you want a suggest subject for us to cover, love to hear from you. If you would also like to be a production partner, contact producer Danny or myself by DM. And remember, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and smash that bell so that you're made aware of updates. And until the next episode, remember, be kind, share your knowledge. Now go be amazing.